It's time for the September flip, and this time I'm going to show you how to take this and this, and even this, colored them in. And so here we go into the first full week of September. This was Labor Day weekend. And let's see, I'm trying to think what I'll show you here on this. One of the things that I did, and I had some things laying on my desk, and sometimes if I just need to fill in a space, I will cut that up and put it on. This is an example. I had just a barcode that was sitting on something on my desk, and so I went ahead and just added that in there for a little bit of interest. And then I had, this was a graphic, and I cut off some of the pieces of it. I put a little bit, you see it right here? It helps just to kind of guide your eye around the page. So I also put it over here. I did some doodling on this. This was actually a graphic that had something in the paper that said hello or something like that. And I just covered that up and then put my own words in there. And so that's something that you can do real easily too. So that was that page, and I'm going to come back to this in just a second. The next week, this one was a little bit art journaling, I guess you could say. Here is, I finally found a use for the nail polish bottle. Remember that graphic I showed you at the beginning? Well, I finally found a use for it. I made it her body, and it turned out really cute. I'm really happy with how that worked. This was just a glass that had some lemonade in it, I think, and I just put that there and put the images over that. And I used a little bit of just Stress Stain, just, in the bottle. I just swiped it there because I needed just a little bit of color. And then I have a flip out here. I found that saying and I really liked it, and I thought that would be perfect to go on the inside of that flip out. So I put that there. And I added some glasses to this girl. I wanted to have something, and so I just cut out a file folder and made some glasses there. And then the next week, let's see. So this was a graphic that came from, I think it was Real Simple. And I tell you, if you see anything that strikes you, you don't know why or how you're going to use it, keep it. And we got some new carpet in our house, and my studio was one of the places that got it. So I had to clean out my studio totally. And it was actually a very good thing because I got rid of a lot of stuff. So that's what this is all about here. This is a painted circle that I've shown you before. It was Cat Hand, and I linked her video in a previous one. And so that's one of those painted circles I've kept. And I think that's pretty much it. Just things that I cut out from various graphics that I held on to. A lot of doodling in this one, and quite a bit of journaling, actually. And then we move on to the last week in September. And this one has, I found this big A, and I loved it. And so I hung on to that, and I found this word attitude, which just went perfectly with that. The graphics that I showed you at the beginning, well, there it is. I just cut it into a strip and used it there. And then the other ones that I showed you, the orange, well, I cut it in half and just put it here. And then when you lay stuff over it, it kind of disguises it in a way. So that was a good use of that, I think. I like the color. And then I have a flip here. It's an envelope that I made, and this was super simple. I just took a piece of washi tape, put it onto cardstock, and then glued it here and here, and left this open so I'd have a tuck. And there's that. So that was super simple. And that's it. So that is September in a nutshell. And now it's time for tips and tricks. So what I wanted to show you, let's go back to this graphic here. So this is open. I cut it out, and I want to show you an easy way to do that. So here's a similar graphic where you might want to cut out the center of that. And you know, you can use your scissors and you can poke a hole, or you could do it any number of ways. But the thing that I found easiest is if you take a hole punch. So you can use a handheld punch, you could use your Crop-A-Dile, whatever you had. And you go in here, and I punch about 3 holes, depending on, you know, how you need to get your scissors in there. So about 3 holes like that. And then your scissors will go right in, and then you can start cutting. And it makes it really easy to get in there, gives you a place to start and cut out that hole. So that's one tip. The other thing I wanted to tell you is I'm working on another project, and I'll show that to you probably the next couple weeks. And do you remember this was a magazine that had staples. Now, my Sunset magazine is glued, and so I just ran the tape down the center. But this one was stapled. I kind of thought actually it would be more secure, but in fact it's not. So in case you guys try a magazine journal and you have one with staples, there's 2 things I want to tell you. When you put your tape down the center, don't get smart like I did and think, oh, this would be good if I run it this way and keep going. Uh-oh. Oops. Uh-oh. Keep going all the way around, thinking that'll make it secure. It doesn't. What it ends up doing is it binds all your pages right here. I didn't even think about it when I did it. So it binds it there, and then your pages are all like only open a little bit. So don't do that. And the second thing is, the staples are actually not very secure, even with the tape. I ended up doing just sewing it. So I punched, in this case I punched 5 holes, and if you need me to show you that, I can do that in another video. It's really just a very easy signature stitch, and then I put the tape over it, and that secured it. So there's no fear that this is going to come undone. And I did put, again, tape, the Tyvek tape along the outside. And so just a little tip on that too. So I think now my pages are going to be very secure. The last thing is, I really appreciate everybody's comments from the last video. I'm sorry I had to speed it up and talk like a chipmunk so fast, but I had a little time problem. So for those of you who would like to have this, I've done some written instructions on how to make a magazine journal. And so if you would like those, I've left my email address in the description box below, and just drop me a note and I will get that out to you. It's a PDF. It's not a large file, but I have a few graphics in it and a detailed explanation on how to make the magazine journal. And I hope it's helpful for you. So I think that's it for now, and I'll be back in probably a couple weeks with something else to show you. And that's it. Any questions, please leave them in the description box below. Hope I get an email from you saying you want the instructions. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.